Make some noise for your Guerrilla Press hosts, EJ, Cameron, and Nick Hausman.
Wow! Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Guerrilla Press!
Woo! How are we feeling today?
Oh yeah!
Did you all get to go outside and enjoy this lovely weather? I gotta talk about it. Chicago, we gotta talk about how nice it is, man. This is the time of year.
We have to talk about it because we've all been at the mercy of the snow and the ice gods, so we have to talk about it.
So you would say we've been at the mercy of ice?
Oh. You better chill out. I'm gonna put you in a detention center. Okay? All right. A metaphorical weather detention center.
Yeah, not a real one.
Not a real one. That's very sad. We're gonna talk about that in a negative context here tonight, right? This has gone exquisitely well. This is wonderful. What an opener.
Hey, Nick.
Hey, Jay. Let's talk headlines. All right. Before we get to our wonderful guests here tonight, for those of you that don't know, today is International Women's Day. Yeah! So you know what that means. Terrible sports. That was my Michael Che joke. I don't mean it. I love Caitlin Clark.
He's like, the one I know. The Dow dropped 1,000 points as oil prices climbed higher after the start of the Iran war.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, boo. I love it. Be engaged.
So, if you voted for Trump and none of this, trans athletes.
Okay. Walking bruised, Donald Trump made a social media post saying that there will be no deal with Iran except for unconditional surrender, which is what he calls making love to Melania.
Trump signed off the social media post with "Make Iran Great Again," MAGA, which is a little too close for black people. I'm sure his thing auto-corrected like, you sure you didn't mean this one? You were one button off.
I can see that right there at the Trump rallies. Yeah, hey, what's up, my MAGA? Can I say it?
Easy.
No, I don't think I should say it. Punch the orphan monkey. Yes, he is outgrowing his plushie and he is making friends. Just like his mama, you know what I'm saying?
She abandoned him.
I hit that. I love that.
Earlier this week, Britney Spears was arrested and released in California for a DUI.
Ooh.
They found her alcohol level to be toxic. And after she failed her field test, she said, "Hit me, baby, one more time." And after the final test came, she looked at the cops and said, "Oops, I did it again."
Oh. It's unfortunate.
Leave Britney alone.
We didn't. Kristi Noem lost The Apprentice this week. Yeah! She was fired as DHS secretary, and in her place, our new reality show president nominated Oklahoma Republican Senator Mark Wayne Mullen, because when I think border control, I think landlocked Oklahoma.
Trump was said to have given Noem 2 options for firing. One was deportation to the unemployment line, or her favorite, Old Yeller style.
No! A musical about Luigi Mangione is set to debut in New York this summer. Hey, I guess he's not gonna throw away his shot. Oh, not gonna throw away his shot.
I didn't know the arms were gonna come into.
That's how rappers do it.
Yep, all of them.
Okay. Crisscross.
Oh Oh, shit. Crisscross reference in 2026. I love it. Target plans to spend billions of dollars this year to end a sales slump and to regain its image as a fun place to shop for stylish clothing, housewares, and coming for one item and leaving with 80.
And that's our closing joke! Yeah! Well, thank you all so much for indulging our headline humor there. Let's get to the fun stuff here. Primary day is next week. We have 2 great candidates in the House here tonight. We're going to talk with them all about politics right now.
That's right. We have our first guest is Run for Something's endorsed Illinois SD6 State Senate candidate, Nick Uniejewski.
Yeah, come on up, Nick. Over here. We're going to put you where EJ was. We're going to put you over there.
Microphone
We
here.
love a spotlight. Hello.
We did 0 blocking of this pre-show.
But
We're grassroots. We love it.
And now we're set.
Yeah, it's grassroots. I like that. Grassroots.
And can I say that I love your sweater?
This is my vibe.
Is it a magic eye? If I squint, will it become a schooner or something?
Do whatever you want, babe.
Let me help you, Nick. It's called houndstooth, Nick.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I see the dog now. Okay, I see it. Sorry.
Nick, how you doing? Welcome. Thank you for being here.
Fabulous. Thank you for having me.
No problem. So tell us a little about yourself. I know most people know you here, but I know you're running. What are you running for and why?
I am Nick Uniejewski. I'm a Democrat running for state senate here, and I'm running because we need better Democrats.
Yeah!
We need Democrats who will throw a punch, right, against this evil federal government and all they're doing, but also against the same old status quo here that just is not meeting the moment. So there's a lot we can do. My background's in organizing. I got my start when Trump got elected the first time.
Boo!
But I wanted to be a writer. And not only that, I wanted to be a celebrity book ghostwriter.
Oh.
Yep. You know,
Because I was going to ask you, what did you want to write or what were you writing? So, okay. First, what were you writing and why a celebrity ghostwriter?
Yeah, like Barack Obama that would have been me.
What an aspirational goal.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful.
Then Trump won, and I'm like, fuck this. Okay, we got to do more. So I took that love of storytelling, brought it to organizing, and then started volunteering for this woman, Marie Newman, who was taking on this villain in the Democratic Party who was anti-choice, anti-LGBTQ, anti-immigrant, voted against the DREAM Act. I mean, come on now. How is this guy a Democrat? And she beat him. And she stood for everything that I cared about: fundamental right to an abortion, freedom to love and marry whoever you choose. Immigrants are great assets to our community. And that taught me when you work hard, when you organize, you can push the party where it's got to go, to the left. Mm-hmm. And in between all that, never stopped organizing. I was a pro-choice organizer statewide when we codified Roe v. Wade here.
Yeah!
I worked in city government and social services on things like homelessness and violence prevention to follow research and data, which ultimately drove down crime. And yeah, we can clap for that.
That's good. We hate crime.
And in the last couple of years, I started hosting these things called salons.
Yeah, I saw that. Tell us about the salons.
So yes, it is where you get your hair and your nails done.
Okay, good. I wanted to make sure. I was like, can I get a pedicure?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
But they're also small group gatherings. 10 to 15 people at a time. We get together and talk about things like housing and healthcare and transit. And in the last now 2 years of doing these, we posted over 250 of them.
Wow, that's a lot.
And they're not all at my house anymore, but they used to be. And they're great because I learn a lot. And I think that's how the policies are designed the best. When you actually listen to people, when you hear them, and then get to work.
Yeah, so caring about the people and listening to them. This feels like a segue into the Democratic Party. What the hell?
We got a lot of work to do.
I understand that, yeah, because I noticed you're running on like Democratic reform. So tell us a little bit about some of that.
Yeah, so I'm running in the primary against someone who has never had an opponent ever in over 30 years.
Damn, now are we talking about Sarah Fagan-Holtz, yes or no?
We are.
Now, I don't know if you keep up with our social media, but we had Stephanie Skora here last week. Yeah. And she just eviscerated Fagan-Holtz. That clip is going very viral right now. I'm guessing you agree with the takedown that Stephanie threw down last week.
It is nothing personal against the senator. She has said some things that I don't agree with. And sure. I think a lot of people in this district also don't agree with. I am running because we can do a lot better together. And in this race, like, people have just never had an option before. No one has ever tried to run against the establishment. And to be a Democrat right now, for me, means to throw a punch for our most vulnerable neighbors, right?
Yeah.
It's the people who have been ignored forever. It's our people who are getting kidnapped by ICE in our streets here in Lincoln Park and Lakeview.
Mm-hmm.
It's our people who look at the system and they say, well, they are not even fighting for people like me because they are just so beholden to corporate money. So I'm not taking any. And in a race like this, like, we are one of the most democratic, one of the most progressive parts of the state. We should not be settling for someone just because they've been there for a long time.
Do you? Yeah, hell yeah. On that note, I hear sometimes that we're in the middle of a Democratic Tea Party moment, which feels weird because all the wackadoos came out of the woodwork when we saw the Republican Tea Party movement. Do you see the parallel? Do you see the correlation with what's going on in the Democratic Party right now?
I mean, I think I got better sweaters than they do.
Hey!
But yeah, I do think we're at a reckoning right now of like a realignment of what does it actually mean to be a Democrat. To me, no corporate money.
Number one.
Universal health care.
Yeah!
And someone who is actually in the community. You will see me on my bike. You will see me knocking on your door, and you will see me at the bar.
Yeah!
Because like, this district is just indicative of where we are right now. The average age in this district is 33. We have more people that are renters in this district than anywhere else in the state. We have more people that take transit to work than anywhere else in the state. So you got to get people in government that reflect that actually are listening, who understand it. I don't have a car. So the transit is exactly a priority for me because I care about it a lot, but so do the people who live here. Like, I want to build more housing because we have so many people that want to buy a home, but they can't. Or they're longtime owners or renters getting priced out through property taxes going through the roof, or corporate landlords just price gouging people to death because they can't. There are no checks in place right now. I want to change it, but if people want the status quo, they can vote for my incumbent senator, who's just not around.
Yeah, take that status quo, everybody. Cram it.
Cram, a great store. By the way, so as you talk about the housing crisis,
Yes,
it's a great clothing store, Cram. We got great shirts.
We do love Cram.
Right? Anyway, that's not a plug. But anyway, we're talking about the housing crisis. So how would you fix that? Because it is an issue. Everything's going up. The rent is too damn high. What do we do about it, Nick? How are you going to fix it?
Well, a couple big things. So when I say we got to build more housing, we need to change all of our zoning laws statewide to legalize things like coach houses and floor flats. Because in a state like Illinois, we are almost 300,000 housing units short across the entire state. So building or like legalizing coach houses and floor flats by right will certainly help in a big city like Chicago, but also in Rockford, where there's a housing crisis, in Bloomington Normal, in Champaign. And doing that reform statewide addresses the crisis faster. That's one. Number two, we're going to talk about construction code reform, and we'll go there with staircases and elevators.
Oh, love that.
Everyone's favorite topic, I know. So if we can do things like staircase reform, we can legalize larger units that still follow modern building codes. Right?
Yeah,
Like,
I know this is a big movement right now. I didn't know staircases were holding up so many people from finding housing. And this is a real problem that people need to understand that, like, what is it? It's like, if you have one, you're not allowed to have one stairwell unit. You have to have two stairwell units, and you're trying to fight for the one stairwell unit right now. Is that right?
Yes. If people, I'm going to kind of walk this through with people. So in a place like Chicago, we have a lot of long, narrow lots. So if you are building new right now, just based on our current codes, you are required to build 2 sets of interior stairwells.
Ugh.
Well, they made a lot of sense 100 years ago, right? But if you're building a new building now, you have a lot of other requirements on top of that. You have sprinklers that are mandated. You have anti-combustion materials, doors that automatically close. So a lot of other states, and some cities too, like Montana has done this statewide, Texas has done it statewide, some states or cities have done it too, like Seattle and New York. And they said, all right, well, if a building is fewer than 6 stories, we're gonna do what we call single stair reform. And that means—
Yeah!
We love single stairs.
We fucking love single stair reform!
I want those stairs dating nobody.
Yeah!
Keep them single.
I want them on OkCupid!
Yeah, so we
Nick's like,
Grindr!
all of a sudden it perked up.
Everything just perked up. All right.
yeah.
Well, if we do staircase reform, we can get more housing on the market and have the magic 3-bedroom in Lakeview, which is just really hard to build right now. A lot of people, they look at a place like Chicago and they say, I'm not going to build there, period, because of all this red tape. So if we do this statewide, again, it addresses the urgency. And number 3, we do have to go after the bad actors. Corporate landlords and private equity that just buy up a ton of homes, sit on them, don't sell them, or they rent them out and they price gouge people because they can. I want to change that. Our current state senator does not. We got to use every tool in the toolbox. And that's why the Chicago Tribune endorsed me, because of the housing crisis.
Yeah! Go Trib! No, bad Trib.
We'll talk about what it means.
Okay, sorry.
We are building a broad coalition of support.
I'm doing my best.
So the Chicago Tribune, yes, that's why. Love that. How are you feeling about that? You feeling good, I would assume, right?
Yeah, I mean, the Tribune acknowledged in their editorial endorsing our campaign to say, look, we know Nick is to the left of us on nearly everything. We like him anyway, because he understands the housing crisis. He has actual ideas for how we can fix it. And he has the urgency at this moment. You know, I'm an organizer. I've been pissed off at the status quo for a long, long time.
Hello? Yeah.
And we got to do things differently here. And that includes challenging our own party as Democrats. They get it.
Yeah, cheer for that. Yeah. Talking a little bit about that, Nick. Now, you're coming in, like a lot of other progressives right now, talking about this change. What's your personal experience been like talking or attempting to talk to the more establishment Democrats in the Chicagoland area and trying to get them to see things from your perspective?
Yeah, you know, we all have way more in common than we think. And I'll tell you, we have knocked on over 75,000 doors in this campaign.
Damn. And then you took those doors and you made houses with them. Yeah,
yeah, and they're all right by the river and they're all beautiful and fabulous.
Wonderful. I like that.
People want change all across the board. You know, housing is just a crucial piece to it, but there's so many things. You know, we have a transit system that has excellent bones, but it's not really meeting the moment. So that's, you know, we got to modernize it. We have a healthcare system where we're price gouging people over essential prescriptions and care that they need, where insurance companies are dictating, you're going to get this care and when, and it's all about profit instead of people. No matter where people are on the political spectrum, they agree that we need change. We need different people in office. Because in a place like Illinois, we have a full Democratic supermajority, right? We have the House, Senate, great governor. In our case, it's not really that we need more Democrats, it's that we need better ones.
Yeah. 100%.
Because it feels like more people are left nowadays than they realize. But once you call it left, they go like, no, my guns. Like what? But everybody just needs human care and there's rights and just taking care of themselves. And a lot of things people don't like. Like we talk about police. You know, people are like, oh, we need the police. But nobody's ever been happy when the police pull up behind you. Right?
Well, when they pull up behind me on my bike, I don't have a car. It doesn't happen a lot. But no, it's true, right? Like, people overwhelmingly just want something new. You know, someone who is really understanding the issues of today. And I'll tell you, there's a lot of people in the Democratic Party that don't know what to do with someone like me. Because I actually listen. I care. I knock on your door myself. In this outfit, nonetheless.
I love it. Stunning, making a statement. It's good. It's like, I'm going to be bold and I'm going to be bold. You know what I'm talking about? I love it. Now, I noticed that you care about education because did you work at Nettlehurst?
I did not, but I joined a bike bus at Nettlehurst.
The bike bus. I did see that about the bike bus. Explain the bike bus. What is that?
Well, it's honestly about safety for kids getting to and from school because we have so many great schools here. Everybody usually walks to school or sometimes they bike to school. But if you're a kid, you know, you're approaching the world from maybe 3 feet tall. It is not safe to bike in the city for most people, but certainly when you are approaching the world.
Dude, I'm glad you said something because nobody in my area respects stop signs. And there are a lot of them that come right up to alleys and they just kind of go over the little double white line. And I tell my wife every time, there was a kid with a big wheel right now, that child would be dead. And I can't stop thinking about it. So thank you for saying something.
Yeah.
Yes.
And like the bike buses are part of that, right? Because so many people, they say, okay, well, my kids can't get to school safely. So we're going to essentially take over the street. We're going to have so many parents and neighbors and other friends in the neighborhood join in with the kids going to school every morning. At Nettlehurst, they do it on Friday mornings around 7 o'clock, and they help the kids get to school. You know, it's about calling attention to the safety issue. Because we're designing too many streets around cars instead of actual people.
Agreed.
People don't move the same anymore, you know? So I want to change that. I do think that at the state level, we need to redirect some of our capital funds to things beside roads, getting concrete protected bike lanes on major corridors. That would be safer for everybody. Certainly the cyclists, certainly the kids getting to and from school, but also drivers so you don't have to pull this shit all the time. Scanning back and forth.
They call it the whiplash. Now we were talking about education, and I noticed you said something about evidence-based funding. Can you talk about that and explain it like I'm 5?
We know that we need a counselor in every school.
Great.
I need a counselor in this room. I need to talk to somebody now.
Yes, well, we'll have to talk about that later.
Okay.
But yeah, it's very simple things. It's, we need a nurse in every school. We need small class sizes. It's things we've been talking about for what feels like 15 years, right? Mm-hmm. But what's missing is at the state level, we fund our schools in part through state funding. We are about $350 million short through funding our evidence-based formula properly. So I would love to kick in additional money from the state level so we can actually get those nice things for CPS, because I love living here in Chicago. I want families to be able to send their kids to school knowing that it's a great school, and that's just not happening now because the state is not kicking in the money that they need.
How do you feel about social media reform? As we're talking about the kids and the need for counselors, I see the direct correlation to social media. I mean, I'm 41 years old. I had to take a 2-year break from social media just because I got burned out on it, right? I can't even imagine what it's like growing up being like a teenager right now in that space. I mean, what's your vibe on that?
I do think we have completely missed the ball on regulating social media.
Yes.
It's a real bummer, right? Uh-huh. Here we are nearly 20 years into social media as we know it. And there are I'm going to be frank, there's so many people in government that don't know how it works. And it shows.
Yes.
And so now...
Those interviews with what's my guy from Zuckerberg? They're like, so you're telling me I can tag a friend? Now, when it's tag, are they it? Like, no.
Are you Bill Cosby using social media? I gotta push a pudding finger here.
Now, Nick, you be careful doing a Bill Cosby for about 3 different reasons.
Hey, he wore the sweater. I mean, come on.
Don't call at me.
That's his house too.
I didn't put it on him. He put that on himself.
Lord.
Well,
all good political clips involve Bill Cosby these days. You're doing great, I promise you.
There's a bill in Springfield that would get cell phones out of schools.
Speaking of Bill,
I was about to say, okay, good. I'm glad you also said something wonderful.
It would ban cell phones in schools. And I do think, cell phones are just so ingrained for kids now that we got to regulate them somehow in schools, because that's one piece to it. But also with the rise of data centers and AI right now, the state has put out task force reports saying that so many kids in school are using basically ChatGPT for so many things that it's just really taking that creativity out of learning. And so many teachers don't know how to confront it either because they don't have the tools. They don't have the resources from the state to have that additional training. I do think we have to kick in more with that, because when you get people that are listening again, understanding the issues of today, you fight a little different. Mm-hmm. And I think in this race, that is something that uniquely I can provide.
Love that. Now, I gotta say, my tinfoil thing here, I feel like, here we go, stick with
Everyone's got something.
All great, all great. I'm so interested to hear where you go with this.
Well, because we were talking about AI usage in school and ChatGPT. I think they are actively wanting to make them dumber and make everybody dumber so they don't know what to look for, what they need, or what they're even voting for. You just get somebody telling you what to do. So you turn on the news, Fox News, and they're just like, the Democrats think you're stupid. And you're like, yes. So that's my little tin hat thing. Do you agree?
No.
That's right.
I do think that there's a bit of a curve, right? Like ChatGPT is an emerging technology, right? Like it is here. We can do 2 things. We can do nothing, or we can do something about it. And I think we got to do the latter.
Yeah.
I agree with that. They said this about TVs when they came out, right? Like kids sat down, they watch 12 hours of TV a day. They're like, oh, look at them. They're all zombies now, right? This is just a latest iteration of that, right? And like television, we fucked that up. Well, there was some like the labels, the TVMA, TV. There was attempts to kind of regulate it, right? Yeah. people find their way through, but they made stabs at doing what you're talking about.
I mean, there's just some really great TV right now, like Traders and Real Housewives. So don't come for my TV.
Yeah. Suddenly Amish, okay? Worth a watch. The host is banging his cousin. That's a real thing.
Oh, spoiler alert.
Sorry.
Right, yeah.
James and Emma.
You lost them on the show. They're all gonna watch it. Now we're talking about AI, and this is not tinfoil. It's fucking up our water. What are we going to do about that? Because the climate change and climate control. What are we going to do about that? Is it just regulation, just in general AI? Like, how do we stop that?
We're going to make the data centers bring their own power.
Okay.
That's one.
There we go.
That's one. Number two is we can do a lot with water usage.
Mm-hmm.
Require them to use potable water instead of actual clean drinking water, and then recycle it through and have that. That's why Sunrise Movement endorsed our campaign, right? Because I actually am willing to learn on this issue, but also I understand it,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like with all the quantum labs, the data centers coming to a state like Illinois, welcome, glad that you're here. Do not strain our current grid because we're seeing it already. Just in the last year, electricity prices have gone up about 15%.
Yeah, it's awful.
Yeah.
And it is in large part due to data centers and AI. Also, I'm very thankful that the state repealed the moratorium on new nuclear, right? Because that'll be another option for people or for data centers to get new energy sources. Nuclear takes a very long time to get on the grid. It takes about 10 years because the reactors are large, but that'll be another option for them too. We need to innovate. We need to expand renewables, and I'm very thankful that Illinois has been making some good steps on that, but we do need to hold these bad actors accountable, including the data centers that just want to come here. They cannot get a free pass just because they're going to, create jobs. That's not enough. We have to look at climate and work it into every single thing that we do.
Yeah. All right. Well, Nick, while we have you, we'd like to play a game. We call this game 10 Things. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna read you a list of 10 things one at a time, and you just give us your one word or short response to the thing.
Okay.
This is like, let's pretend I'm a counselor at a school and we're trying to figure out what's going on at home. Okay?
Okay.
No.
All right. See where this goes.
All right. Wonderful. All right. So the first thing here, air travel.
Peaceful.
Peaceful. I like that. Stresses a lot of people out, not you.
There's no old men coughing all the time.
Oh yeah, I'm masked up as soon as I hit the airport.
I feel like people just go to the airport to cough now.
They do.
I go there for the new workout facilities.
It's like second after Hudson Hughes. Like, goddamn. All right. Donald Trump Jr.
Greasy.
He is. He is. They call his marriage a grease trap, right? All right. That's terrible. Street festivals.
Fabulous. I love them.
Yeah, same.
Especially here.
Hell yeah, I love them. Speaking of weed.
I just want to say that I love it.
There we go.
You got me over here. I was testing you.
So deep in thought about it. What'd you do? Smoke before you came on stage?
I'm high
Jesus.
right now. They know. Oh no.
So we support our local dispensaries too. Make sure you
That's
go.
good. Got high, stared at that sweater. Corey Lewandowski.
Where's he been? I don't even know what's going
He's
on.
not. He's out of a job now.
Well, unemployed.
There we go. Unemployment line.
Hot dogs.
The only thing I'm so bad at this game. Wiener Circle is the only thing that comes to mind because I love
That's
them.
okay.
Yeah, that works.
I like how you're judging yourself. I was just kidding about trying to figure out your home life. I don't give a fuck. You don't beat your head about this. Dave and Buster's.
Ooh. Oh, I have not been to Dave & Buster's in a long, long time.
That's fine. That's your answer.
I feel that.
Good answer.
Baseball hats.
This is going really well, Nick.
These are all things that I don't know about.
Okay, no baseball hats. Never heard of them. What about Avatar?
The Airbender?
Sure.
There you go.
There you go.
And finally, democracy.
Participatory.
Participatory. Ladies and gentlemen.
Nick, do you have anything that you want to plug, promote, or let anybody know? You can let them know right there at that camera.
Election day is March 17th. So if you live in the 6th District, from River North, Gold Coast, Old Town, Lincoln Park, Lakeview, all the way up to Buena Park, North Center, Lincoln Square, Ravenswood Manor, get out and vote for me, Nick Uniejewski, on March 17th or before. Check our website, nickforillinois.com. You can find out ways to volunteer, to donate, but more importantly, tell 5 friends who do live on the North Side, make sure you get out and vote for me. Thank you.
There you go, everybody. Nick Uniejewski, everybody. Yes. Thank you, Nick. You were great. You were wonderful.
Sorry, I don't know anything about big.
No, you can tell he's a politician. Every one of those answers so well thought out there at the end. What do I say about weed? You know, what do I say about it?
It's like, I love it.
I do.
Our next guest is Illinois 5th Congressional District candidate Matt Conroy.
Matt Conroy, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. Hi, Matt.
Hi guys, thanks for having
There
me.
you go.
Welcome to the stage. Welcome to the interview.
These lights are bright.
Yeah, they are. It's a
Yeah,
theater.
they are. Yeah.
Intimidating.
Get used to the bright lights, buddy.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Don't be intimidated. We got
I
you.
mean, it's tough because we sit at home with dim lights all the time. Like we're candlelit at night.
Oh.
This is a big change.
Okay, so you got like the whole like Game of Thrones vibe going on. Real
Sure, we
druid
could do
stuff.
that. Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Some
yeah.
blood sacrifice there.
Yeah,
you
oh,
know?
okay, yeah. If that's what you want. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. Go for it.
It's fucking weird. I love it. I love it.
Matt was like, I'm coming with the weirdness out the gate.
Yeah, they're making eye contact. I don't even feel that. I'm not
I mean,
involved.
you know.
Well, we found out we went to the same Catholic school in Brooklyn, New York. At
Elementary
different
school,
times,
yeah.
elementary school. And it just crazy small
Yeah.
world. But hey, how you doing? Welcome.
I'm
Thank you
doing
for
great.
being here.
Thank
How
you
you
guys for having
feeling?
me. I'm doing great, man. Thanks for having me. It's last 9 days away from Election Day. As we're recording today, it's crazy that it's gotten here so quickly.
Yeah, it's like Christmas for you, right?
Sure. Only, if you don't come out on the right side, it's like a lump of coal. So I guess Christmas is a fair comparison.
Well, your constituents are potential constituents looking for gifts, right? You're getting so close to the finish line here. What do you find that people are asking you most about here at the finish line? What do you think is the primary thing that people are voting on right now as we get towards the ballot box?
It's an economic issue. For some people, it's childcare or the cost of raising kids. For some people, it's healthcare. Some people, it's education, housing. Like as Nick mentioned earlier, it all is about how does it directly affect their lives. And one of the things that our elected officials, Mike Quigley, Democratic Party across the board have done is for years, they have continued to fund the war machine. They've continued to increase the budget for the Department of Defense. They continue to fund the genocide. And that is money that goes elsewhere and not into the community. That's how we end up with bad mass transit. That's how we end up with a housing shortage. That's how we end up with underfunded schools, roads, hospitals are forced to close. That is how we take money away from our communities and they go elsewhere. And we need to completely reverse that.
It's crazy. And cheer that, first of all. He's absolutely right. It's crazy to me to hear you say that because that was like part of Donald Trump's fucking platform, right? It was like, let's not go fight a forever war, spend trillions of dollars overseas, let's reinvest in America, but he's just not doing it. How did that become our talking point, man?
You mean he lied?
He
Donald Trump
fucking
lied?
lied. He's a liar. He's a carny.
Holy shit, I'm
yeah,
shocked.
he's a carny. He's selling, ripping the heads off chickens.
Yeah, I mean, he's a liar. He's a con man. He's been a con man since he started in business, ripping off contractors and private citizens in New York. That's why every single true New Yorker fucking hated his guts long before he ran for office.
And so is this our way to get to Republican voters? Like, I feel so bad because I grew up in Houston. I grew up in a Republican household. And I tell people all the time, we're not saying that much different stuff here, right? It's more about the delivery because what you're saying to Democratic voters right now, they're all like, yes. There are people in Kentucky that are also like, yeah, that motherfucker's right. Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, I think part of the problem that the Democratic Party has is not just the message, but the messengers. Like they're trying year after year to have these same, quite frankly, geriatrics and boomers who have been in the party since long before I was born, still trying to tell us what is important. It's like Mike Quigley, for example, he's been in office since 2009. He's had a safe government paycheck and guaranteed health insurance for at least 17 years, and he was part of Cook County before that. So it's really tough for people who have had the security to like be able to connect with voters. I got laid off last year. I got laid off 2 years ago from a different, or 3 years ago from a different job. It happens. You lose health insurance. Like, these are things that people struggle with on a regular basis. And these are things that our elected officials don't understand. We need more people who, like Nick said earlier, who are normal people you can find at a bar, at a ball game, at a karaoke bar, at a comedy show, people who have lived experience, not just government experience. And when you look at, like, the way I look at the electorate on a national scale, not just this district, but when you get it out, in any given year in a presidential election, roughly 45% of the country is always going to vote Republican and 45% is always going to vote Democrat. It's that middle 10%, how much can you chip away at it, that's going to win you the election. And if Democrats don't get better at messaging, if they don't ban corporate money, if they don't ban lobbyist money, special interests, then those uninformed or unengaged voters, that middle 10%, will never be able to tell the difference between the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. And you're never going to win a national election ever again if you don't change things.
Yeah! With their old asses. It's like, how are you going to care about the future when you're not going to be here?
That's a big part of it, yeah. How can you have a 30-year vision? Like, for me, 30 years from now, I'll be 67. I'll presumably be retiring. Like, I'm thinking about Social Security. I'm thinking about saving for retirement. I'm thinking about what healthcare is going to cost. My opponent is 67 years old right now. Statistics show in 30 years, he's not going to be here. So we have to have people who are actually going to have skin in the game. Mm-hmm. And I think we should have age limits when it comes to government. If you can no longer delay your Social Security payments, which is age 70 and a half, you should not be allowed to sit in government past that. We need term limits. We need bans on lobbying. We need complete campaign finance reform. And the people who have let it get to this point and are comfortable and are complacent and are compromised are not going to be the ones that change it.
Yeah, I will empathize with you. I was also laid off 3 years ago, and I wanted to get back into sales and marketing. And I'm still doing a bit of that. And I don't think people that have jobs really understand how hard it is right now to find a job. Yeah. I was applying to 50 jobs every day for months on end. And I am overqualified. I'm in that weird space where people look at my resume, they're like, he's overqualified for this or he's underqualified for this. And it's not a me thing. I have a lot of friends in the same boat. In my opinion, it's an AI thing because it is almost impossible to compete with the machine now. I mean, sales jobs, marketing jobs, journalism, media, it's all coming for you right now. Yeah. And so companies don't have to hire that many people. So I'll flip it to you there as someone who has shared the joys of being open for work on LinkedIn. How do you feel about what we're doing to push back on AI and make it so people can get jobs right now in this country?
Oh, we're not doing enough to stop AI. And one of the things that you skipped over too is think about the job interview process that we went through, applying to 50 jobs a day, but every single resume is now fed through AI. And
oh my God.
And you have to create a separate account in Workday for each job you're applying to, or you have to go and filter your resume through AI and then upload it to match for keywords because they're using AI to pull it and filter through applicants. Yeah. So that is a problem in and amongst itself.
Can we make that illegal? Can we make it so that a human being has to look at a resume? Is that possible?
I don't think that's possible, but but getting back to the AI conversation, we have to regulate it. There's no way around it. And the craziest part is we all were responsible for building it because it's based off of our inputs, off of our searches, our internet history, things that we've put online. It's been built off of that. Mm-hmm. So if it's going to be something where there's going to be financial, we should have skin in the game. If there's going to be kind of rewards from it, people who helped build it, considering that's all of us, we need to have skin in the game. Now, when you just look at people who are running AI companies and you take one look at a Sam Altman or an Elon Musk, and I'm just I don't trust you. And I think we can't rely on the quote unquote goodwill of others to regulate their own company when their job as a CEO of a company in a capitalist society is to maximize profit. Mm-hmm. The two are counterproductive to each other, and you can't do both and satisfy your shareholders and satisfy the government that's asking you to regulate it. So the government does need to step in and look at it. And you have quotes from Sam Altman saying, the other day or a week and a half ago, he's at a conference and the conversation came up about energy and AI usage and training their models. And he basically said, he goes, well, think about how much energy it takes to train a human. 20 years. I'm like, are you kidding me? How much of a fucking weirdo do you have to be to say or even think something like that?
They don't look at people as people anymore. It's just numbers. We're numbers and we're product. and it's those weird, slimy lizard people.
We're in the
words.
Matrix, people.
And
We
so-
are in the Matrix.
And so with that, I mean, Andrew Yang brought it up. And look, he's a little bit of a joke. I'm not gonna lie, not my fave. But he was the first one to bring up the universal basic income. And as time goes on, I almost feel like we are getting to a point where we're gonna need it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't understand how in the richest country in the world, with multiple billionaires, why anybody is homeless. Why don't we live in a utopian society where America came up with these ideas, so we're all gonna benefit from being part of the winning team? I don't understand.
Rising tide lifts all boats, and that's the way we need to approach government. That's the way we need to approach society. Look, Bernie Sanders came out this week with a 5% wealth tax on billionaires. Great proposal, fully supported. I would absolutely be a co-sponsor of Ro Khanna's version in the House, but I think we need to go further. I honestly support a 25% wealth tax on people worth over $100 billion, because we're talking about raising taxes on 11 to 12 people based on their net worth. And someone made the point that, like, well, the economy would collapse if that happened. Look, if the economy collapses because you raise taxes on 11 people, you don't have a fair economy. You have a manipulated market that benefits only the wealthy and screws the rest of us over, and that needs to be fixed. And the longer we go without correcting it or making any changes to it, the worse and it's going to be, and the harder it's going to be in the future.
Oh yeah, Matt.
Yeah.
I felt that. I was like, yeah, they need a yeah, man.
I'm in my field.
Yeah, man. So
We're doing Oklahoma drills after this.
Oklahoma. Oklahoma is back. You were talking about like a living wage. People are missing out on that. What do you propose for that? Like how much money? Because the minimum wage is what, like
$7.25 an hour still since 2009.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we should fix that because inflation is going on. What do you propose for that?
I think we need to do a $25 an hour minimum wage. Look, to be completely honest, I was someone who said $15 an hour up until a few months ago, and I just realized, you know what, that's not enough, because even for someone who lives in Chicago, if you're working 40 hours a week, that's $600 a week, that's $2,400 a month. That's nowhere near enough. It's got to be $25 an hour. And we also need to look at a living wage, because areas like Chicago, New York, San Francisco, some of the larger metro areas around the city, we need to make it equal to what would be kind of like the poverty line in that area, or what people would need for a family of four to survive. So maybe that means in New York it's 32, or in San Francisco it's 30. That's something we have to look at. Look, and then at the same time, there is a downside to it. Like, there is going to be an increased cost for small business owners. So the federal government needs to create a fund that's available for true small businesses, sole proprietors, whoever it may be, that have like a handful of employees that are paying the minimum wage to help offset those costs. Not the, corporations like McDonald's, like in the example I give. In Europe, they pay them over $22 an hour. They can make a profit paying people $22, $25 an hour. Mm-hmm. They can survive, but we need to make sure that the local hardware store or the Annoyance Theatre where we're filming this, if they're paying their employees $25 an hour.
Whoa. Cover your ears.
That if they're getting $25 an hour, that if the management company needs some funds to help offset it because they are a true small business, that's where the federal government needs to step in.
And I feel like that would fix the damn economy. It's like if people had more money, they can actually invest things and take care of themselves.
It wouldn't necessarily fix the economy.
Well, not full
it would
fix,
put us on the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
Look, making sure that people have a living wage, making sure that people have safe and affordable housing, making sure that they have health care, childcare, paid family leave, and fucking taxing billionaires out of existence is a step in the right direction. We need to make sure moving forward that our tax laws are equitable, that we have additional progressive taxes, because right now the highest tax rate is 37% on incomes over $450,000. Really, we should go up 2% for every couple $100,000 up to a maximum of about 60%, 70% on the federal level. When the middle class was the strongest, it was 90%. Post-World War II, the top tax rate was 90%. And that is when we had housing boom. We had economic boom. From there up until we started to cut them around the 1970s. So we need to get back to those rates, and that's really how we do it.
Now, cheer that. He's right. I felt the cheer in the room. I felt it. I needed to hear it. You're saying a lot of things that scare people with money, right? And one of the things that I know EJ and I are both very concerned about is how the midterms are going to be handled, right? Donald Trump is feeling right now like there's a chance that if he loses the Senate, he could be impeached, right? We already saw the rat fuckery that happened in Texas with Jasmine Crockett. Mm-hmm. How concerned are you about the midterms being fair when the time comes?
Well, first off, I think Donald Trump should actually be impeached today, considering that they did They literally committed war crimes in Iran by attacking the oil refinery, which created this like nuclear winter with the oil rain. And basically it's creating sulfuric acid, could burn skin. Like, absolutely. The fact that articles of impeachment haven't been drafted just yet, just on that one act alone, is a shame. As far as the elections go, I am very concerned. Look, this is someone who lost a free and fair election in 2020 and tried to violently overthrow the government in front of our own eyes. And Democrats, because they are cowards, tried to slow walk it. Joe Biden was like, no, we're going to get back to the way things were. We can't charge them. Look at what happened in Brazil. They said, no, because the same thing happened with Jair Bolsonaro. They said, screw this. Yeah. You're going to jail. And they threw him in jail. And that's exactly how we should have approached it. So I am very concerned that he is going to either use the Insurrection Act or say that we're at war and try and suspend the elections or overturn results or pressure local election judges. However he and his Republican operation are going to do it to influence state elections. And I think state Supreme Courts are something we need to take a real look at. That is going to be something that is a big concern. And even if they don't do it successfully this time, they're going to try to do it again in 2028. I am someone of the belief that Donald Trump is not leaving office. He's going to die in the White House, whether it's from a Big Mac next week or after 2028 because he refuses to leave office. And that is very concerning. And our elected officials don't seem to think that.
Yeah, man, he's gonna die in office.
I mean, who spends $300 million on a ballroom when you're gonna leave office in 2028? Yeah. He wants to see that complete. He wants to have his funeral there.
Yeah, I'm hoping the dementia get him too, man. It's already creeping and clipping away at his whatever's left of that brain.
It'll be J.D. Vance with the wrench, right?
Yeah. I don't think he's smart enough to figure out how to kill Donald Trump.
That's true. What a great conversation.
Now we're on a list. Thank you, Matt.
Well, Matt, we're going to play 10 things with you as well.
Okay.
So same rules apply. Nick, set the precedent that you will have 15 minutes to answer the each to respond.
Shot in it. Pew! We're just playing.
We're just playing. All right, number 1, Boys Town.
Best neighborhood in the city. Best neighborhood in the city.
Okay.
Eric Trump.
Cokehead.
Kristi Noem.
I won't say that. Puppy murderer.
Good. Whatever the first thing was, it's glad you didn't say
tell me in the hallway. Fireworks.
Fuck fireworks. Dude, I got dogs. I fucking hate fireworks. I fucking hate fireworks.
Wow. As a child of the 90s in suburban Houston, I don't know what I would have done without fireworks. Maybe he needed a counselor in the school.
He's like, take that, Katy Perry.
What about potato salad?
Overrated.
Wow.
You haven't had my mother's. The White Sox.
I'm a Mets fan. I grew up in New York City. I kind of have a sweet spot for the White Sox. They're the Mets of Chicago.
Correct.
I don't know if that will get you canceled for saying that. The UFC.
Fucking sucks.
Yeah, dude. Talk it out.
Learn to box.
Learn to box.
Learn to box.
Learn to
Sweet
box.
science.
Yeah.
Pumpkin spice.
I'm a basic bitch, but I love it. I love it.
Did you see how he lit up? He was
I literally this morning we made coffee with cinnamon and allspice because it mimics a pumpkin spice. Yeah.
In March.
Yeah. Bro.
All right, no judgment.
Hey, lit up about Boys Town. Love it. You're my fave. Nintendo 64.
Oh, the best is my first system.
There we go.
Oh, really?
The
All right.
best.
Last one. The primary.
Too early.
Too early. Everybody give it up for Matt Conroy.
Matt Conroy, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, Matt.
Thank you, guys.
Wonderful job.
Before you go, Matt, do you have anything else that you want to say or promote or plug or let everybody know right there, camera one?
Election day is March 17th in Illinois. You can actually register up until and on Election Day in person. Go to the Illinois Election Board's website to find out where your local ballot place is. If you want to learn more about our campaign, go to mattconroyforcongress.com. And at the very least, you have to vote. Primaries is where we make all the difference in the world. It's where we can choose the candidates that you really want, because when we get to the general or we get to the midterm, that's where we end up with the establishment if you don't get out and vote. So get out and vote.
Hell yeah. Matt Conroy. Yeah. Hell yeah. Shake your hand again.
Thank you very much.
Folks, this has been Guerrilla Press. Thank you all for coming out. If you're interested, we have our podcast on all streaming platforms that you're interested in. We're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all of that. go ahead and give us a listen and 5 stars and tell your friends.
And if you go to guerrilla-press.com, sign up for the newsletter. That's really helpful. We'll get you all the information that way. I'm Nick Hausman.
I'm EJ Cameron. Good night,
everybody.